What's up everybody, Emperor John Kill 3 here with another video, and it is on Warhammer 40K Darktide and how to get started. Now no, this is not the review. I'm still working on the review. I'm still going to put in some more time and progress further to at least open up the game more before I talk about it fully. But I want to help you get started. If you are a new Warhammer fan, or if you are a returning Warhammer fan, and Warhammer 40K Darktide just dropped on the 3rd of this month actually, so perfect time to play around Christmas. So what you're going to do in this game when you get started is you are required to create an operative, which is either the class known as an Ogryn, which is a giant heavy tank based character. Now mind you, there are 4 classes, but I'm breaking each one down. The Ogryn has its own set of strong attacks, heavy abilities. The Psyker is the closest thing you will get to playing as a force wielder. It's almost like playing a Star Wars character in this universe. Telekinetic abilities, lightning abilities, basically not a support but more of a technical base class. A Zealot, the Zealot class is a bit of assault and tactician mixed together. Proficient more so in the melee area, using stun grenades, also able to use different types of abilities and weaponry, similar to the Psyker. Now the veteran is your standard soldier. Give me the guns, give me abilities, grenades, melee weapons. Basically this is your overall character. Like basically they could do a bit of everything except for Psyker based powers. Now when you pick one, you will customize it and go through an opening prologue level. Then you will be taken to what is known as the Mourningstar, which is your hub world for other players, for you to also get your supplies, weapons, daily missions, etc. And you will be coming back here each time a level ends, because something new will open up. Your trust, which is basically leveling up. You build up your trust level for different vendors, different characters to talk with, and also getting different items and gear, and progressively getting better. There's also a cosmetic shop where you can also customize your character's armor, choose what pieces, scavenge things out in the field, and able to put character armors to specific characters though. You can't mix and match armors between different classes. Everything is set based on the class you play as. Then you're going to run to the main mission terminal, where there is a plethora of missions that range from different difficulties. There's standard missions, there's these missions that you get past level 30, there's special assignments. There's always something to do. Yes, you might go through and play through some of the levels again, but these levels have good replayability and they're really fun to go through. Now, when you start into a match, there can be no limit to what types you can have. There will be 4 team members, but you could have a team of a Psyker, Veteran, Zealot, and Ogryn, or you can mix it up having 2 Zealots, 2 Psykers, all Veterans, all Ogryns. You can pick the character you feel comfortable with, and as you progress through the game, you will depend heavily on said character if you choose to invest all that time. Now, before you get into the level, there will always be a bit of a story mission debriefing. Not story-based cutscenes, because there's no single player in this game to be had. It's all multiplayer-based. But what it does do, it does try to make everything feel alive. And that's also a really cool aspect of the game. Now, when you load into the game, you cannot go guns-ho as you would in any kind of first-person shooter. You really need to power yourself up, because the enemies in this game, they come at you in swarms. The best way I can describe this game is if you took Warhammer Vermintide 2, fused it with Warhammer 40K Inquisitor Martyr, and merged it with a 4-player cooperative aspect. And it's just like this. You will get a lot of Vermintide 2 vibes from the swordplay. Now, what you also need to do is figure out the weapons you're going to take with you into combat. There is a plethora of weapons across all classes. Some class specific, some available for all classes. My personal favorite are the infantry las guns. I'm still getting accustomed to the other weapons, but you really have to test to see how this weapon works for you, or different attachments to help you with more health. Then you can also customize your character's cosmetics, which is very nice. I do like a game where you can customize your cosmetics. And the good thing is, yes, you can either level up, earn in-game currency, and the only thing this game requires, if you choose to spend real world cash, it's on cosmetics only. There is no pay-to-win aspect, which is something, if you're getting started, you do not need to worry about. And that is a huge plus for me entirely. But then you go through and you have to master your weapons. Every weapon has a level up system. Your combat axe, your power swords, your bolters, your las cannons. Everything has a skill tree to make the weapon better. You can also customize the appearance of the weapon, put certain attachments on the weapon, put little accessories to distinguish your weapon. I love the level of customability in this game. It's awesome. And your skill trees are very extensive. You will be grinding a lot, but in this game the grind feels worth it. You know, putting different skills into skill trees, activating and deactivating certain ability nodes to see what works for you in the field. And that's also a good way to get started, is to test different loadouts, test different builds to see what can take what. See, my personal favorite build right now is the Veteran and the Psyker. I like something that reminds me of playing a Sith Lord in first person shooting lightning. But the gunplay, you getting used to the guns also determine how far you're going to survive. Because certain guns are effective against certain enemies, and certain guns are ineffective against certain enemies. Especially mini bosses that can randomly appear. And that's also one of the best factors of this game, and something you have to get used to. Now, best advice if you're playing as the Psyker, which I'm going to tell you from my experience, be careful when you're using your Psyker powers, because if you fill it up to 100%, it could kill you. It's a risk versus reward type of character build. Now, of course, you can level up to control that and reduce the effect, but if you go in using your powers immediately, there will be consequences to that. Different buffs and debuffs help you. Finding what works for you as you play the game. Specific weapons, specific melee types. If you want to go in all melee, you can actually do that. If you want to go in just all guns, you can do that. Of course, you can do both guns and melee. That level of accessibility and that level of customization really makes the game feel so unique. And if you're just getting started as a newcoming Warhammer fan, you will be sitting there playing for hours and hours and hours. As you guys can see on my channel, I've been streaming this game non-stop since its release, but I'm going to take a while before reviewing it. But everything in this game is tailored to how you want to custom your character. And not just customizing the classes, but customizing your character's appearance before the game, because you'll appear in all the cutscenes. And that is a big bright spot for me when it comes to games like this. Now, the last things that you will be doing as you level up, you will be unlocking greater and harder missions. This is where it will prove the true test of the character you have built and created. You know, different classes, different weapons, you know, opening up everything is the best advice I can give you as an upcoming starting player to this game. If you're new to it or returning, be sure to practice your build and test what works for you. It's one of the easiest ways to get started in this game. Now, don't get me wrong, I fucked up thinking it was all gung-ho. No, I had to learn very quickly. So, I hope this little video helps you get started in Warhammer 40K Darktide. You know, be sure to look out for the review in future. Be sure to look out for any upcoming streams of this game. And that's all I got to say about it. Be sure to like, subscribe, favorite. And I will be sure to see you all in the next video. This is Emperor John Kyo 3D Gaming signing off. And see you all next time.